So this is Quideo 3, the AP question. And so the AP question starts off with, when a tractor pulls a plow through an agricultural field, and the energy needed to pull the plow, that plow is called the draft. The draft is affected by environmental conditions such as soil type, terrain, and moisture. A study was conducted to determine whether a newly developed hitch could be able to reduce the draft compared to the standard hitch. A hitch is used to connect the plow to the tractor. Two large plots of land were used in this study. It was randomly determined which plot was to be plowed using the standard hitch. As the tractor plowed that plot, a measurement device on the tractor automatically recorded the draft at 25 randomly selected points in the plot. After the plot was plowed, the hitch was changed from the standard one to the new one, a process that takes a substantial amount of time. Then the second plot was plowed using the new hitch. 25 measurements of draft were also recorded at randomly selected points in this plot. So question A is asking, what was the response variable in the study? Identify the treatments, and what were the experimental units? So the response variable will probably be the draft, it will be the draft. I don't even know why I just said that. It will be the draft, and if you even wanted to add on to it the draft, that will be the explanatory variable for the responses of the soil type, terrain, and moisture. So, and then the treatments are basically newly developed hitch and standard hitch, and those are only two treatments that you're going to get. And then experimental units will be the two large plots of land that are being used in the study. So, question B is saying that given that the goal of the study is to determine whether a newly developed hitch reduces draft compared to a standard hitch, was randomization used properly in the study? Justify your answer. So, for question B, I did say randomization was used properly in the study because different hitches were assigned randomly to plots of land. Each plot of land could have different environmental conditions that affect the draft of the hitch. This includes soil type, terrain, and moisture. And it even states in the question that it was randomly determined which plot was to be plowed using their standard hitch. As the tractor plowed that plot, a measurement device of the tractor automatically recorded the draft at 25 randomly selected points. This is also another example of randomization that it was used in the experiment, because they randomly selected 25 points throughout the entire plot to record draft. And as you can see down here, they did the same because with the second plot was plowed using the new hitch, so they basically replicated it. And this is what question C is actually asking, which is, given that the goal of the study is to determine whether a newly developed hitch reduces the draft compared to a standard hitch, was replication used properly in the study? Justify your answer. But here's the thing. Replication was not used properly because it wasn't repeated enough on different plots of land. Each hitch was only used on one plot of land, and that was it. The hitches need to be used on multiple plots to observe trends and patterns, which is the overall goal of the replication process. Because replicating a data set, usually what it means is you replicate the data and different variables with different conditions to see what kind of results you get, and basically just compare the patterns that you possibly can get, and see if the thing that you're testing is actually related. So, for question D, is asking, the plot of land is a confounding variable in this experiment. Explain why. So the plot is confounding variable because we don't know the draft and how it is really affected by the environmental conditions. The two plots can have different soil type, terrain, and moisture than the other. So basically it's confounding because we don't know the pre-context of this experiment. We don't know the soil type, we don't know the terrain, and we don't know the moisture. And those are three important things. So for example, one plot can have like a ridiculous amount of, acidic soil, we can say, and one can have base soil. I don't know, I'm bringing chemistry in this, but let's just say that affects draft. That would have a huge impact on the experiment as a whole, and that would be confounding because a confounding variable has an outside influence on the results, and that could ultimately, I would say, have an effect on the outcome and the data that you receive in your experiment. And yeah, that's the AP question for Quideo 3.